Mark chapter 6, there's this amazing story when Jesus walked on the lake. He saw from far the disciples struggling with the sea, so turbulent, and he knew he had to do something. The text in verse 48 says that he saw them from far. Actually, the Greek says, as he saw them, like he had seen them for a while struggling, and then he came to the rescue. This is so amazing. We don't see the Lord all the time, right? We don't see him, but he sees us all the time. He saw them and he rushed to help them. And as he came, it's so interesting. Mark says that as Jesus came closer to the boat, he was about to pass by them, somehow giving the impression that he was ignoring them. He was not really willing to enter the boat, but actually he was hoping they would please him to come. Right? We see this in the Gospel of Luke, for instance. Luke chapter 24 is the same thing after his resurrection. He's walking with two disciples, and as they approach the destination, the Bible says that Jesus continued on as if he were going farther. He said, like pretending, like saying, you know what, I'm going farther. And then the disciples urged him to stay. And the Greek is very powerful because they urged him strongly to stay, and then he decided to stay. Same thing happened in Genesis chapter 18 when you see Abraham. He was in front of his tent, his house, and then the Bible says the Lord appeared to him. And as the Lord appeared to him, Abraham immediately understood what was going on, and he said, "My Lord, do not pass your servant by. Please stay with me." And then we know the story how Abraham went to wash his feet and then prepare food for them and so on. You know, this is something that is happening now with us. We have to humble ourselves. Jesus is passing by. He's knocking at the door. And maybe we are so prideful and we just ignore him. And Jesus is just testing you, and he's hoping that you would come to him and say, "Would you please that I stay in your house? Would you please that I enter your house? Would you please that I enter your boat and I can calm the sea?" Because this is what happened. You will see the continuation of the story in the Gospel of Mark, when actually he immediately spoke to them and said, "Take courage. It's I. Don't be afraid." And just after that, the wind died down. You know, everything was calm. But they had to plead with him and say, "Would you enter my boat?" Why don't you take this time, today, right now, and just say, "Jesus, maybe here I am in my boat by myself. The sea around me is so turbulent, and you are right there. And you can be the difference, the different factor in this sea. Why don't you enter my boat?" Because this is what he wants. He wants to enter and calm you down. Why don't you invite him today to do so? God bless you.